Hi guys, welcome back to Careyberry. So today's video has been a really long time in the making. So I've never read this book series. Well, that's a lie, I've read the first one. But I actually don't own it. So I was waiting for my boyfriend's copies, and when he got some of them, he forgot the first book, which was at his home. So I was like, fine, this was in the summer. I was like, fine, I'll wait till Christmas and then go home, get the first book, and I'll read it. And then we got put into tier 4 and we're not allowed to go home for Christmas. So I had to buy the first book and the fourth book because for some reason he didn't have that one. So it's been fun. And then I was gonna start this vlog yesterday, but yesterday we started feeling really ill, and as I'm sure you can tell by the sound of my voice, so we started feeling really ill, so we ended up getting COVID tests, and now we are waiting for the results of those, which is fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, so I figured why not start this series. It is the 23rd of December. I'm on 98 books so far this year. So this is gonna help me hit 100, but then I need to finish them all by the new year because there's one book that I want to read first next year. And then I've also got a book that I want to read on Christmas Eve, so this is going to be a bit of a mess. I'm finally going to read them. And I know, like, I genuinely can't believe I haven't read these either because they're perfect for me. Like, why did I not know about these when I was younger? But if you haven't already guessed based on the title of this video... Oh no. I dropped them. That's what we get for trying to multitask. I will try this again without dropping them everywhere. So, it is the Percy Jackson series. So technically I have read some of these, and also peep the different editions. We love that, don't hate that at all. So I had to buy 2 of them, so now they don't match, which is fine. Again, everything's fine. But yeah, I have read The Lightning Thief before, and yeah, you can literally see where I got up to. I got up to page 102 in the Sea of Monsters. I used my train card as bookmark, but then I just stopped reading them for whatever reason. I think it's because I was doing my undergraduate dissertation and I was just getting really busy, so I stopped reading them. My partner had the other books at his house, so it was difficult, but I figured why not start the series again, so that I can actually say that I've read them for once. So yeah, I'm super excited and I'm gonna vlog it. Don't know how long this vlog will take, but okay, so I'm about 150 pages in now, and I remember why I really like it, because I do think it's really funny. I love the humour in it because, like, I don't know, it's just so, like, easy and it really, like, takes your mind off of things, and I can really see why so many people love it. And another thing I was thinking is that, so one of the signs that you could be a half-blood is that, like, you're a kid that really struggles with, like, reading, so, like, you've got dyslexia, and that you've got ADHD, which is really interesting because I think that these books, because they are children's books, would be really like helpful to so many children who do have like those kind of things, and would make them feel a bit more special, which is really, really good, because it's that magical thing where if you're a kid and you read something like that, you could be like, oh wow, well, I might be a half-blood too, which is really fun. Like, and now I'm starting to read it, I'm remembering what happened, so I know the plot of the first book, I can remember what happens, but I can't remember anything about the second book, so I only got like 100 pages in. So I'm gonna hopefully finish this quickly and then move on to the second one, and hopefully at some point get a COVID result test. Or test result, which would actually make more sense. So I have just finished the first book, and yeah, I really like it. It is like I remembered, although there are a few things that I actually forgot happened. Like the end, I kind of forgot that it happened that way, so it was actually really good to read it again and kind of go over it again. But yeah, I think I'm gonna give that one 4 stars. But yeah, it is a really fun series. Like, I can see why so many people love it, and yeah, it's just really good. I do really, really enjoy it. So I'm gonna start The Sea of Monsters now. Well, I say now, I'm not. I'm gonna play Animal Crossing for a bit. And yeah, because I'm struggling to focus a bit now. And I am really tired and not feeling too great. So yeah, but it's been a good book, and I really like getting into the world, and there's like, I really like it because I can see how it might play out in the next couple of books, and like there's things that I want to know, so it's definitely intriguing because I'm like, what happens to this character, what happens to this character kind of thing. But yeah, I will update you when I start to read the next one. Okay, so I am an idiot, and I was flicking through Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters to the last page so that I could take note of the page count of my reading journal, and completely spoiled myself by looking at the last line in the book, which, like, you know how sometimes your eyes will just look at it and you'll take it in without actually meaning to? So I read it and then I was like, oh, now I know, like, something major happens. So yeah, I'm wondering how that happens, and how we get there. But yeah, I am an idiot. So that's happened. I am gonna start reading it in a minute after I've taken my makeup off and got in my pyjamas. So yeah, I also realised that I haven't actually explained what Percy Jackson is about. So Percy Jackson is about a boy, Percy Jackson, who finds out that he is a half-blood. So he's essentially a demigod, and is the son of a god. And he ends up going to this camp called Camp Half-Blood, where he essentially meets loads of other half-bloods and is eventually sent on a quest, because there's loads of people trying to kill him. And yeah, he's really, really funny. But yeah, so now I am going into the second book, which is Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. And so I've still got my train ticket as a bookmark from where I left off, which was at the start of chapter 8. And I left off there at least on the 9th of November 2018. So it's been a good 2 years since I picked this book up, and hopefully I don't accidentally DNF it this time. So yeah, I am gonna start this and I will update you probably tomorrow morning. So, which will be Christmas Eve, so I will see you then. Hey guys, happy Christmas Eve. I'm feeling a little bit better today, but I still feel pretty rough to be honest. It's like 3 or 4 o'clock now, and I have got up to where I was before where I left off in this. And honestly, if you had a gun to my head, I don't think I would have been able to tell you anything that happened in this book before rereading it. So yeah, I'm intrigued at how I forgot all of that. I really like Tyson's character though, he's so cute. I just feel really bad for him. And honestly, Percy's being a little annoying, but it's fine. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling about it at the moment. This won't be a long update because honestly I am quite nervous about not having makeup on in front of the camera, so I might end this here. But I honestly couldn't be bothered to put any on, so that's how it's going at the moment. But yeah, I'm gonna continue a bit of this now, and then I am gonna read "'Twas the Night Shift Before Christmas" by Kaye. I read, well, I'm gonna fit that in around Percy Jackson. Like, don't worry, I'm still reading it. But yeah, I read This Is Gonna Hurt last year or the year before, and I loved it. I think that Kaye's writing is really good, and I think that this year, more than ever, we've really like understood the importance of the NHS and what they do in England and across the UK. So it feels incredibly important to read it this Christmas when so many in the NHS are going to be spending Christmas away from their loved ones trying to help us. So yeah, it's fun. But yeah, still waiting for COVID results as well, but not a lot else to do at the moment anyway, so oh well. Okay, so I have just finished book 2 of Percy Jackson, which is The Sea of Monsters. Yeah, it was really good. I think this one is a bit more action-packed than the other, or at least it is like straight from the start. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. They're obviously quite easy to read. I think this is my 100th book I've read this year, or at least very close to that, which is good. It's very exciting. Yeah, I really like Tyson's character, and I like that Percy was like more kind of okay with him towards the end, and I like that you're getting the like family difficulties from the half-bloods against each other and then also against their parents, like you're seeing the parallels more, which is really good. Yeah, I really like how it's turning out, and we have got that like overarching kind of enemy, as like Kronos is coming more and more into it, so you've got that like enemy kind of building up in the background, which I really like. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what the next one's about. So yeah, I'm gonna start reading "'Twas the Night Shift Before Christmas" now, and then hopefully I will start the third one tonight, or at least tomorrow on Christmas. So yeah, I will update you when I next start to read Percy Jackson again. I don't even know where to begin. So last night was Christmas Eve, and at 11 o'clock me and my partner both got the emails saying that we had tested positive for coronavirus, which is, you know, great. We're glad that we didn't go home like we were planning to, so it's just us in the flat and his brother, and we've basically all got it, so we are feeling rubbish today, which is great because it's Christmas, and at the moment it's looking like we're not even going to have turkey for Christmas lunch. We're probably going to have some chicken soup because we're just not up to cooking it. We feel awful. I think last night was the worst sleep I have ever had in my life. So yeah, this is no joke. We feel awful. So yeah, Christmas is fun this year. We're gonna try and do a family Zoom later. See if it perks us up a bit, see if we can manage dinner after that, because we might have it late or something. But yeah, it's pretty fun at the moment. We're just all in the living room, like, zonked out on the sofa. So yeah, different Christmas this year. But yeah, I really don't know what else to say. I might try and start the third Percy Jackson today. I'm gonna try and keep filming this vlog, but I don't know how far I'll get with it. I haven't actually filmed myself reading yet. But I'm hoping to today. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I also got some exciting bookish gifts. So I put my Amazon wishlist on a thread a few days ago, and then these came in the mail yesterday, and my partner took them away from me and put them under the tree because I knew I hadn't ordered anything, so he put it under the tree, and I just unwrapped them, and This Is How You Lose the Time War and Raybearer, and they were both sent to me from Joel from Fictional Fates, so I'm super grateful for those, and I'm super excited to read them as well. I just need to figure out when I'm going to do that. I think in the new year, and hopefully once I feel a bit better, but I'm super excited for those. Those are two books that I have been kind of desperate to read since I've heard everyone talk about them, so that's very exciting. But yeah, I will try and update you guys later, and hopefully do a few videos of what we're getting up to on Christmas, probably just like close-ups of our Christmas tree and stuff like that, because that's all I'm up to at the moment. But yeah, I will see you guys in a bit. I'm about to start The Titan's Curse. I'm actually quite nervous because I've just read the blurb, and it says basically blah blah blah, Annabeth has gone missing, he's got to find her. 5 heroes can join the quest to defeat the monster that's got her or whatever, and the oracle has predicted that not all of them will survive. So it seems like it's definitely stepping up in this one, because at this point in the series we haven't really had any kind of real tragedies that will affect them. So it'll be quite interesting to see how this plays out and what it does to the kind of character development after, because they are getting older at the same time. But yeah, it's like 5:30 now and I haven't done any reading today. I mean, it is Christmas, but it's not a very Christmassy Christmas for us. So yeah, we did a family Zoom, had chicken soup for lunch, and then I watched Hercules because, you know, Greek themed. It's not reading, but it's Greek. So yeah, and now I'm gonna start this. Don't know how far I'll get into it. I'm probably not gonna film myself reading it today, but I'll probably do that tomorrow. So yeah, but I'm actually really intrigued because it seems like it's definitely gonna ramp up in this, and kind of get a bit more edgy. You know how in like the series that shall not be named and like other YA series, it really, like, it starts off quite tame and then it ramps up and suddenly you've got all this death introduced and like these real tragic moments that fuel the heroes. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, and I'm quite excited for it. I think that my partner's favourite character also joins in this book. So yeah, but now I am officially on uncharted territory, because I have not read any pages of this before. Like, all I know is because of the blurb, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. I will keep you guys updated. I've also learnt my lesson. I am not going to spoil myself with this book, so I'm not looking at the last page to get the page number, so that I can put it in my reading journal. I'm going to put it in after I've read it, just in case, because I totally spoiled myself on Talia coming back. So yeah. In the previous book, so I am aiming not to do that, especially because on the blurb it says that someone will probably die, so that sounds like not a good idea. Okay, so I am a couple of chapters in. I really haven't read very much, but I'm really enjoying it so far. Yeah, definitely, like, as they go on, they're getting more and more action-packed at the start, and I really like that. I also don't entirely trust Nico's game. So he plays this game about the Greek gods and knows like loads of stuff about them. But then when Percy was like, "Oh, when did you start playing this?" Nico couldn't remember, and that seems fishy to me. So yeah, I'm intrigued by this. And then I also really like that there's a lot more options for women. Like, so Bianca has just joined the Hunters with Artemis. And it's like you didn't really realise before, because obviously you're following Percy and he's a guy. And obviously doesn't know that this is an option for female half-bloods or anyone else, because Artemis supposedly doesn't discriminate by birth. So yeah, I think that's actually really interesting. So yeah, I am really liking this, and yeah, I don't really want to put them down, but at the same time I'm like, my head hurts so much. But yeah, I think I might read a couple more chapters and then call it for the day. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far, and I will update you with any more thoughts. So I didn't update yesterday because I was feeling pretty rough, but I did get a bit of reading done. So there are some things within the Titan's Curse that I was pretty much expecting, or that I'd kind of figured out. So I'd kind of, well, they haven't said it yet, but I'm pretty sure that Bianca and Nico are Hades' kids. And then their staying in the Lotus Hotel really made sense to me, because I was like a bit fishy of everything they'd kind of said before. I'm still really fishy of them, or whoever has like got them out of the hotel and why. So I'm kind of interested to see about that. I totally called that Talia was scared of heights. Like, that was so apparent to me. Yeah, I think at the moment the character I want to know more about is Zoe Nightshade. Like, she seems quite cool, so I really want to know more about her. Other than that, my main takeaway is that I really want some toasted marshmallows, because Percy keeps going on about them, and every time I really, really want some. But yeah, I'm not about to read, but I am about to do one of my favourite things of the year, which is watch the Big Fat Quiz of the year. So we started watching this last night, but we're going to finish it off now, and I really love doing that. Yesterday we felt well enough to make a Christmas dinner, which was great, except that I couldn't taste it. So at the moment I just keep trying to eat food and then getting really upset because I can't taste it, which is awful around Christmas anyway. But yeah, I was just talking to my partner and I said that I really feel like Tantalus in Percy Jackson, like when he's trying to eat the food and it keeps running away from him. That's how I feel at the moment, because I just can't taste anything. So I have just finished Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse, and I really liked it. I think this might be my favourite one so far. I definitely called Bianca and Nico being Hades' kids, and I started to suspect that Zoe might be the one to die by the parents' hand, but I wasn't entirely sure. I thought it would be Talia, but I'm actually really glad that she didn't. I really liked the ending for her kind of becoming one of the huntresses. I thought that was really cool. I really liked that. But yeah, I really liked how it ended. Like everything kind of wrapped up nicely in a bit. Well, not completely, because obviously there's still all the things they've got to do in the next one and the prophecies. But I did really like that. So I'm looking forward to reading the next one. I don't know if I'll do it right now, but I might pick it up and get it ready. Because I've done quite a bit today. I built a bookcase. So I participated in Reddit's Secret Santa this year, and someone sent me a bookcase, so I've spent the day making that and kind of setting that up and just tidying bits and pieces up, because I'm feeling a bit better today. So I've kind of pushed myself and now I'm really tired. So yeah, I am gonna kind of chill for the evening and perhaps not do any reading, but I'll probably change my mind and read quite a bit. Okay, so I have migrated to the bedroom. I'm about to start the 4th Percy Jackson Battle of the Labyrinth, and I'm gonna join Molly's reading sprints, just because I really love taking part in them. And I will show you guys my new bookcase. Here is the new bookcase. There we go. It's all the books I haven't read yet so far. Hi, Carrie. Okay, so I said yesterday evening that I might not read anything yesterday, and I ended up going to Molly's live show for her reading sprints, and I read about 100 and something pages, and then I did some more reading before bed and read another 100. So I've got to about 215 in this, and I am really enjoying it still. I really like the Labyrinth and the idea of it. Sorry, I feel really shit. COVID is not fun, who knew? But yeah, so I'm about 200 pages in. I'm really liking the Labyrinth, and like the things they're exploring there. And then I also really liked the chapter with Calypso. I thought that was really well done, and it was actually quite emotional, and I thought it was really nicely written. So I'm quite excited to see what happens next. So I will start to get into that today. Hello, it is the 30th of December, just after I last updated you guys. I did finish the 4th Percy Jackson, so I finished the Battle of the Labyrinth, but I haven't read anything since because yesterday was tough. Yesterday I had a headache. I still have it, but it was awful yesterday, and every time I stood up I was dizzy. Like, it's been a struggle. So yeah, I'm feeling a bit better today, although my voice keeps coming and going, so that's interesting. I just filmed my worst books of the year video, and I was about to start my best books of the year video, but then my camera battery died, so that is charging while I finish while I film this on my other camera. But yeah, the Battle of the Labyrinth, I really liked the first half, but I didn't like the second half as much, and I'm not entirely sure why. I think this book focused more on Percy's friends, which I really liked, rather than Percy himself. So you kind of got more of the side characters, and I actually really liked that. But for some reason the second half of the book just didn't do it for me as much. But it was still really good, don't get me wrong. I don't know, I really liked the start of this book, and after Calypso's Island I was just kind of like, Nah. But yeah, I'm really excited to start The Last Olympian, which I'm going to try and do today, depending on how I feel when I read, because yesterday I just could not read at all. So we're going to try that today, and I want to finish it tomorrow because I want to start the new year fresh. I don't like to have a book like hanging over, you know. So yeah, I'm quite excited to start The Last Olympian. But it's going to be really weird like finishing this series because I know there's still like so much in the Percy Jackson universe because there's the Heroes of Olympus. I think there's another series. But yeah, I am really excited to kind of get into them all. I have 2 of the Heroes of Olympus books here, but I don't know which ones I need because for some reason my boyfriend, like, he has certain books, but I think when he was younger he got the others out at the library, so he just never got them. So like I had to buy books 1 and 4 for the Percy Jackson series. It was like, how can you have the final book but not the one in between? And yeah, it's interesting. So I'm gonna start that today, hopefully get some clips of me actually reading because I haven't done that yet. So stay tuned. I really like how funny Percy is. Like, the end of the world started when a Pegasus landed on the hood of my car. Up until then, I was having a great afternoon. Like, I love that kind of fourth wall breaking where he's talking directly to the audience because I find it really funny. Like, I just love the way it's written. I think that's probably why so many people love the series, because it's written in a way that reminds you that Percy is a kid and like he's just really blunt about things but in a funny way, which I just love. One thing I really like about these books is that they don't waste a lot of time. Like, you get straight into the action and it's done in a good way because you already know the characters, but there's constant little callbacks. So you'll be reading it and then it'll say like, being the son of Poseidon and all, I have perfect bearings at sea, because you're just constantly calling back, and it can be a bit annoying because like as an adult reading this, obviously like I remember these things, but as a kid, like I'm trying to imagine like being a kid and reading this, it must be like, oh yeah, he does because it's said in that book. So Rick Riordan is constantly throwing back and being like, remember this, like this is an important bit. So you're constantly like, oh yeah. But then I don't find that it's done in a way to make the like upcoming plot entirely obvious, because it could be done in a way that like constantly points things out so glaringly that you can't ignore it, and then you're like, oh okay, well I know what happens. And to a certain extent I know what happens, but well I don't, not yet. But like it can be quite easy to predict because it is like a YA Is it a YA or is it younger than that? But it's like a fantasy for children, so it can be quite easy to predict, but then it's not like glaringly obvious either. Like I've got some theories. But I don't know. I feel like one of the important people is gonna die. And I just don't know if it's Percy or Annabeth yet. But I have bad feelings. I'm scared. But yeah, that's my thoughts for now. Just finished the first chapter and it's heating up. It's interesting. I'm quite excited to see what happens for the rest of the book. Yeah, I like how quick this is to read, like, because I just read this so quickly. I think because of the way it's written, because it's for such a younger audience, and because I'm so interested in it, that I just read it so quickly. But I do really like that, so I'm hoping to finish this probably before tomorrow. Well, not before tomorrow, but at least tomorrow. But for now I'm probably gonna get some lunch. Okay, I just had my lunch, and because of my lunch and the fact that I'm wearing makeup, I am feeling semi-human. And I'm feeling like I can continue reading. So I just realised that Molly is hosting some reading sprints, and I really love taking part in them because I actually like genuinely read more when I'm taking part, so I'm gonna jump on that now. I'm about 140 pages in and I have a real bad feeling that Annabeth is gonna betray Percy. And they were saying something about how like it was a flashback to when Luke, Annabeth and Talia were younger, and Luke was saying how like a knife is a better weapon because it can find weak points in your enemy's armor and all that jazz. And I am nervous, especially because of what Percy just went through. So I'm scared. I'm also starting to get a headache again, which is fab. But oh well. Corona can suck it. I'm still reading The Last Olympian, and it's really stressing me out now because Percy's getting quite cocky. Like, he's got the Achilles curse, and now he's charging the monsters on the man in a bridge or whatever. And he's just said, I turned towards his army. It was now roughly 199 to 1. I did the natural thing. I charged them. I'm like, Percy, no. Like, it's really stressing me out. He's getting more and more cocky, and I'm just thinking of like Oberyn and Game of Thrones and Achilles and all of the other Greek heroes that getting cocky did not work out for, and I'm getting really stressed. And I think it's gonna go badly, but there's still like so many pages left that I'm nervous. Like, I feel like this battle's gonna go on for a long time, but I'm kind of glad about that as well. So we'll update you in a bit. I'm still on the sprints as well. So I've been doing these for a few hours now, which is helping me with my reading. And I'm trying to ignore my headache. For God's sake, Percy has just told Annabeth where his Achilles spot is, and it's annoyed me so much. And it was low-key giving me vibes for a certain series that I have read that is extremely like that. But I can't say anything because it's massive spoilers. And it's really stressing me out because now I don't trust Annabeth at all. At all. I'm really stressed. Why is he so dumb? I have a bad feeling about this. Selena just pulled a Patroclus. And I'm actually surprisingly emotional about it. Like, because Clarice is such a, like, tough character who never lets anything bother her. And then, like, she went into battle and found out that Selena had pretended to be her and then got, like, poison in the face, and now she's, like, really angry about it. And I'm just like... I literally can't put this down. I am so stressed. My girl Persephone has joined the fight. We love to see it. So I've got 40 pages left. Luke was just a hero. So some character redemption. There's still 40 pages and I'm really nervous because I just don't trust anything. I'm hoping that this is all just like good times, but I'm nervous. I also really like the focus on Hestia as the last Olympian because my girl deserves it. Like, when I first went into this book, I was like, the last Olympian, oh my god, they're gonna be so cool, like this fighting like maniac. But actually it's just Hestia who's like super chill, holding down the home front. Like, my girl gets forgotten about, but she's so cool. And yeah, I was really happy about that. I'm gonna have to charge this camera now because I've got 40 pages left and it's about to die. Not what we want. Okay, so I've just finished Percy Jackson series. And I don't know what to do now. I was talking with my boyfriend about this earlier, and he was saying how when he finished the series when he was younger, he just had this like existential crisis of just not knowing what to do. And honestly, same. Like, this is definitely my favourite book in the series for so many different reasons. Like, the intrigue, the plot, the characters, the character arcs. Like, it was such a good finale. And you can tell, like, I know Rick Riordan has loads of other series based in the same world, and I can see why, because you're still left with so much intrigue at the end. And I also really love that, like, at the end, Percy is just so cool. He's like, nah, I don't want immortality. Just recognise the other gods as kind of like, okay, like the minor gods, and look after your fucking kids. Like, he's just like, look after your kids and treat the minor gods a bit better so this doesn't happen again and we'll all be cool. And I love it. And I love that, like I was saying, like, being called the last Olympian, you go into it assuming that the last Olympian is going to be this really fierce god who's like really powerful and is going to kind of turn the tide of the war, which does kind of happen in one sense. But the last Olympian is Hestia, who is a really important goddess, but she's an Olympian, but she's less recognised. And I just really loved that. Like, throughout the last book, you have got this kind of focus on the hearth and home, which is super important. And, like, just the characters, so good. Like, Percy realising that he doesn't actually have to be the hero was so good. Yeah, I'm just super happy with that. I think that is the best, or one of the best series finales I've ever read, because it just wraps things up so nicely. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I really want to read the other series now. and that is definitely something that will be coming your way in 2021. But yeah, super happy with that, and I just, yeah, I really enjoyed that. I'm so glad I got it finished today, because I genuinely could not put it down. Like, it was that, I don't even know the word to describe it, like intense and gripping. It just like completely had me hooked and I couldn't put it down. Phenomenal. Like, I rated them all 4 stars except the last one, which I rated 5, because I genuinely think it's really good. So yeah, I am happy I have finally read the Percy Jacksons, because loving Greek mythology as much as I do, and especially since I was a kid, it makes absolutely no sense that I hadn't read them before. So I'm glad I've finally done that. There's also a few books coming out next year, well, this year by the time I upload this, that I'm super excited for, that are Greek mythology based, so I will probably be reading those next year, well, this year, you know what I mean. So yeah, I am super, super happy, and now I am gonna go to bed. So thanks for tuning in to the Percy Jackson slash me getting COVID reading vlog. Oh, and Christmas happened as well. It's been a crazy week. But yeah, thanks. Let me know what you thought of the Percy Jackson series in the comments. Like, if it's your favourite series, because I know it is for a lot of people. Why, like, is there this like childhood nostalgia attached to it? Because I can definitely see why it's a lot of people's favourites, but I think there is this huge nostalgia attached to it for a lot of people. But yeah, don't forget to like the video as well, and subscribe to me if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Okay, bye.